Hello, I can see you, I think. I mean, I can see the fact that you can see me.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Excellent. Okay. So if you are
Excellent.
neither you nor me, but are watching this like on a video, I'm Thomas, and this is Tom.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know how to play Dwarf Fortress. Could you help with that?
Sure can.
Hell yes. Okay,
Well,
my understanding is that this game is impossible to play, though. Is that going to be a problem?
that won't be a problem. I mostly know how to play it, and I've only been playing it since 2008.
Okay, so that's not really long enough to be an expert, but a trick or two.
A couple things. So the first thing we're actually going to want to do is fuck around with some settings.
Yes.
So
Okay, good.
the reason for that, I don't know why the fuck Toady made it like
Yeah,
this,
I am
but
prepared to change any kind of setting, to download any whatever. I will let you
yeah.
guide me into whatever the happy path is here.
Well, initially I was thinking it might be a good idea for you to download tile sets, but I actually don't know what good tile sets are because I played without them for so long. Like I initially used them a little bit, but the early tile sets were kind of crappy, and so I just learned to play without them. So
Okay,
if you
no
want,
tile sets. That is fine.
if you want to get some so people can understand what the fuck is going on, that might come in handy.
Look,
But
if I don't get to understand what's going on, the viewers don't get to either.
yeah,
So
exactly. So the first thing we want to do is double click on that data folder.
data.
Up at the
Okay,
top.
not dwarffortress.exe. Right, I've got data.
Nope,
Let me
we're
just
gonna,
embiggen this whole folder thing.
yeah.
Let's go for extra large icons.
So anyway, the
Data.
thing that we're changing right now is kind of go to init,
Init. Yep.
okay, and go to init.text.
Okay. I should really have changed my folder settings or whatever.
Right.
Alright, I've got a file full of text. What do
All
I do
right.
with it?
So the issue that we have here is that the default kind of font that Dwarf Fortress uses is squished. So something, if you draw a square on your screen, it won't actually be a square because it's squished. It's actually like stretched vertically and kind of squished horizontally, so it'll actually be taller than it is wide. I don't know why Toady did this. It makes literally zero sense. And you
Toady
just
probably does not think about the world in terms of aesthetics. Toady
yeah,
one.
probably not. But it always fucked with me because it's like I'm trying to make a perfect square, but you can never square the circle. So
Okay. Or the
what
rectangle
we're
in this case.
yeah, in the rectangle. So what we're gonna want to do is scroll down to actually it should be visible. When you see windowed X colon 80 and
Windowed
windowed Y colon 25.
and at X80. Right, yeah, got it.
So
Windowed X80 and windowed Y25. What do I change
there's
it
an
to?
there's an entry beneath that
Yep.
that says font colon curses underscore 640 blah
Yep,
blah
I've
blah.
got it here. And
So change that to curses underscore square
square.
underscore 16 by 16, which is just the by is just an X.
Yep, dot
Dot
PNG.
PNG. Okay, and then
Okay.
directly beneath that should be full screen X. Okay,
0.
and you just change full font to the same thing that we just did.
Sure.
Okay,
Does that look right?
yeah, that looks right to me. You can also fuck with the sound settings if you want to up there. I wouldn't recommend it because it takes sound away from the intro, which is really badass.
Okay, I
But
won't bother then.
if you've heard the same music trap looping ad infinitum for 8 years like I have, you kind of get a little tired of it. But I actually find it kind of charming.
Cool.
I just can't listen to it for like the 8 hours when I'm depressed playing Dwarf Fortress anymore because
Yeah.
then it starts to get a little grating. So
Well,
just
maybe
save
someday
this.
I'll reach those heights or possibly depths. The only
Pray
game I've
that
played
you
like this
don't.
before is like Space DF9, which is fun. But my understanding is that compared to Dwarf Fortress, it's extremely cut down and
Normcore.
probably not quite as insane.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it was actually like a game that could be played by normal human beings. So
Yeah, I appreciated that, despite not being one of them. But
yeah,
these
So-
fonts, these icons may actually be too big.
yeah, it can actually be enjoyed by a person without a mental illness. So Anyway, we're gonna open up that game and watch the sweet intro. You're gonna want to full screen it, even though it'll only play in like a little horizontal bar on your screen.
Like, let's see if how do I full screen it?
Just maximize it.
Oh, right. Sleeves to Arnok 2, God of Blood.
And you're seeing kind of progressing through a fortress.
The guy digging through a Oh no, the pick has fallen into a hole.
Now that represents something.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything, but
Alright.
you'll notice that tunnel is blue, which is the color of a certain metal that appears in this game.
Alright, well, I'll look out for blue things to dig through. Is this the font you expected?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
You can actually also, using the scroll wheel, change kind of the size of your screen, which will also actually fuck with the font a bit. So I'd get it until it gets you a really clear font. There you go, that one.
Okay, this is good then? Because this is a shitload more readable than all of the others, so I would really prefer this.
I'd recommend going with that one.
Okay.
Until you get used to it and you can't get off anything but the blocks anymore. So the first thing we're going to want to do is create a new world.
Alright, press enter to select an option. I see that I've also got 8293 scroll here. Is that anything I need to be concerned about?
That's controls.
The 8, 2, 9, and 3 buttons scroll. Okay, that's...
Yeah, we're going to be using a lot of different keys as we get through this.
So, Dwarf Fortress, New World. Welcome to the alpha. Dwarf Fortress, I'm uninterested in that. No, I guess I'm interested, but it would be a waste of time.
So this is the more normal world generator. There's others where you can fuck with even more in-depth settings, like you can set the rain mesh to 0 and like I don't know what half those settings do, but you can create them.
Much as I enjoy tales of like monsters being defeated during world generation, I'm happy to keep it simple for now.
Yeah. Well, basically, this is for just give me a fantasy world, whereas that one, it's like, well, I want to create a world that's like 90% desert and everyone's reduced to like Mad Max scavenging, But we'll go with, I'd say just create a smaller world because that generates faster.
Right.
The large ones with longest histories are just, like your computer will be on all night. We won't get anything accomplished.
The Y key here?
You can actually use the arrow keys for this.
Okay, but I mean it says Y go in the bottom right there.
Oh yeah, that's what you do to like when you're ready to do it. But I'm gonna feed you some world size settings I think will be optimal for your first. You just started.
Oh no! Wow, is that?
Just press escape.
Okay.
I mean, you can do this if you want.
No, it's fine. I'm happy to have a curated experience here.
So use the arrow key to move left for smaller for world size, then go down arrow key. Yep. I'd say go with number of civilizations. Let's go with low. History short.
Right.
You don't have to fuck with number of sites. Number of beasts, let's go with low, and natural savagery.
You don't think very high might work better?
Not for your first go through.
I'm gonna leave the number of beasts on medium just in case it does something.
All right. Okay. I'd go with lower for natural savagery because we'll want to find you a nice calm site for your first game because you will fucking die. It's gonna happen, but I don't want all of your guys getting chased off by like a squirrel in the first month because it'll be impossible to corral your dwarves at that point.
It would be cute though. I've never actually. I've never seen a squirrel.
Wait. Seriously?
It's sad. I've seen all of your pictures of squirrels. I love the pictures of squirrels. Keep them coming.
Don't you actually have a couple of those in some cities in Australia?
Maybe, but not this one. Western Australia Perth is so far from the eastern states that it's got a different ecology and like different ecosystems.
Yeah, okay, and that's fair. You've got enough endangered species to not be fucking around with.
Oh yeah, we've got like cute little rodents and stuff, just not squirrels in particular.
Okay, and set mineral occurrence to frequent because and now we can start and we'll have
mode.
Yeah. Well, with everywhere, it's like you go down to layers and there's just more minerals than rock, and it feels like you're cheating.
Oh shit, the fleshy continent in the deteriorated murk. That's something.
The names in this are pretty fucking crazy.
Oh my god, is my fortress going to be called Otstuksmuksmo, the Cyclopean Land? Or is that the name of the country? Or
That's the name of that's the name of the universe, the fantasy world.
Is it the Cyclopean Land?
That's its translation. And
I love it.
And I'm betraying how much of a fucking whatever. No shame. So you can tell just by the way that word's formulated, it actually is in the goblin tongue, which suggests to me that goblins are kind of dominating. I do. Okay, so
no, this is a no shame zone, by the way.
That blob of green and blue, and that's a map.
Yep, I get the idea of a map. I'm not sure what it means, but...
So do you see that purple eye? That's a dark fortress.
Okay, dark fortress.
Usually in these games, The first Dark Fortress is actually like thrust up through the underworld on a spike of like an enchanted evil stone where a demon resides, and then it comes across the goblinoid civilization, its infancy,
Defy
and
the
like
freaking heavens.
yeah, exactly. Except it's going to try to kill you.
Okay.
Those kind of like U's with two tails on them, represent ruins. So you can tell there's been some fighting here, probably between the goblins and the dwarves.
What do you say use with two tails? Okay, can you see my mouse cursor? Which I'm going to point at what I think is the letter you're describing.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a mu.
Yeah.
It's a mu. It's like totally
okay.
mu.
Okay, well I don't know shit about anything, except Dwarf Fortress apparently. So,
I don't know what the letter to the right of it is, so we won't be able to fall back on Greek letters here.
Yeah, that's just going to be a tree from now on. Just
okay. So
you need to
that's
stop
a ruin.
seeing...
That's a tree.
Yeah, stop seeing the ASCII and start just learning the matrix code, because
okay.
we're going...
How about these Omegas? What are they?
Those are dwarven fortresses.
Ah, okay. That's what the game is all about.
Those yellow eyes up near the top left are elven fortresses, elven territories. That gray zero, I believe, is a human town.
Right. I mean, I don't need to know all this yet, but it is cool actually, though. I like
no, it's good to know, just because if like you don't have some of like a certain race, it kind of sucks because like then like oh I guess I won't get any elven or human traders, and like oh there aren't any goblins, I won't get to get their sweet gear when I murder them all. So yeah, and if there's no dwarves, you wouldn't be seeing this screen anyway.
Yeah, because we are dwarves.
Yeah, exactly. So press enter to accept it.
Offloading units, saving coin information. What is this? Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start playing.
All right. So why does it now say histories of cupidity and labor? Was that there before?
It's kind of a randomly generated title. Like sometimes it's like histories of avarice and depravity, or you know.
The game just kind of has four names here, like Sleeves to Armor, God of Blood, Dwarf Fortress, Histories of Cupidity and Labor.
I mean, technically it could have like an infinite settings of names because of But anyway, the first thing we can do is we'll look at this. First mode is the Dwarf Fortress, which is what we'll be doing. Adventure is more of kind of like a roguelike kind of thing.
Yep.
Most people who play Dwarf Fortress don't really play this a lot. It can still be kind of fun because it uses all the same kind of physics as the main one. So like, except you have much better control over one individual dwarf. So like you can totally, once you understand the system, it's like, oh, I know how damage is calculated, so I'm going to use platinum coins as throwing weapons. And because the way weapon damage is calculated in this game, the material changes the properties of the weapon, and certain properties are valuable for certain things. So
right, platinum is high mass?
Yeah, it's high mass, very high density. So when you throw one of those, it's like a depleted uranium shell, and it'll just fly through like 4 enemies in a row.
Actually, just before we go in here, is it worth me trying to make the game full screen? Do you know of a way to do that?
I would just press, maybe F11 did it, but
F11.
Otherwise...
There we go, yep, Oh, can you still see my screen though? Is that broken stuff?
You're good.
Okay, so you can like see what I'm pointing at now?
Yeah, you're pointing at Adventurer.
Cool,
We're not going to be playing that, but I do actually recommend you take a look at Legends first, just so we can see what's kind of going on with your world.
Okay, actually, let's just pause this for just 1 second. I want to make sure the recording is also still working. So,
gotcha.
Killing it now. Alright, yeah, looks like it's being recorded just fine. So, Legends.
Yeah. And then it's loading up just a list of every single thing that ever has happened in your world so far is right here.
Wow. The Age of Bronze Colossus and Hill Titan.
So basically what happens is Dwarf Fortress goes through a bunch of ages, and we never really got out of the first age because we had just a small map with a short history. So that's like a historical map. This is a list of forgotten beasts, which you might want to take a look at, because you're probably going to see a couple of these motherfuckers sooner or later.
I hope we don't come across Ngotolosod Veshrakust, the Wicked Crone.
Wicked Crones are easy mode. Basically,
I hope we do come across them.
These are randomly generated kind of night creatures of the night is what they're called. Usually the way that they work, which is super creepy and fucked up, is they get cursed by like pissing off a god or something, and they get turned into this weird creature. And what they do is they kidnap someone of a normal race from the opposite sex and turn them into like another one of them. Right. And then they make more of themselves. It's horrifying. But they're usually not horrifically difficult. But you might want to look at the Forgotten Beasts, because sooner or later when we get down to the cave layers, we're going to be meeting these motherfuckers.
Look,
and it can
I don't know if I'm even going to get that far on this first attempt to play the game. Like, the chances seem very high from everything I've heard that something
you're a smart guy, for me. So, yeah, I just baned myself. Okay, don't worry about it then. But let's look at...
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that backwards? Like...
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's just start playing.
Okay. So Dwarf Fortress mode, folder region 1. Yep. Histories of greed and determination today.
Yep. Well, I mean, we've got a lot of determination, Undertale reference, and greed. So you just saw a brief flash of the calendar. We won't focus on that right now. So what you're seeing are 3 screens, and they basically are going from, like, a map, each are a map going from level of zoomed in from in to out.
Alright, and I see that because we made a small world, there's only 3 levels rather than 2?
Wait, what?
Is that what's going on, or,
No, there's 3, it's just local, region, and world.
Oh, I see, it's just the second and third levels are very, very similar here.
They're somewhat similar, although you can tell the second one is a little bit more zoomed in.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, so that confused me that the one...
Yeah,
oh, okay.
No,
yeah,
I get you, that is a little weird. The one on the left is kind of like you're actually picking your play area. Out of the whole world. And it's basically a square. If you hold down Shift and press U, M, K, and H, you can kind of increase or decrease the side of it. You can make it long or stout,
Do I want to do any of that?
Well, it depends on how badass your computer is. Theoretically,
pretty good.
Theoretically, you could make a Dwarf Fortress that's that whole local map.
Huh.
But I would not recommend it unless your computer is like some sort of fucking, like, you've got Freon cooling systems that can kill a man or something. I don't know anything about cooling systems.
Wrong thing. I've done something here which...
You're moving the cursor around. It's fine.
Oh wow, it moves more than I would have thought.
Yeah, basically you're moving it on kind of the world screen, and each local... If you want to make, like, tiny adjustments, what you do is, you can see in the bottom, U, M, K, and H without Shift, move that left one.
Right. U, M, K, and H. Why?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I would have preferred H, J, K, L. Oh well, okay.
I would have preferred a lot of different things, but, here I am, and here you are, trying to learn this. So, let's not obsess about things we can't change.
Okay.
So, you can also press Tab to give you more information.
Oh, I've managed to get back to where the original starting point was, so that's good.
Don't worry about it, it's kind of
change
shitty.
Mode.
So that shows you... So we've got... Okay, that shows you... That's the name of your civilization.
So these dwarves are from the Hatchet of Homages.
Yep.
That's the country. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a civilization name. It isn't outright insulting or stupid. Okay, these random dwarf names, they have no idea what this means. It's like a Chinese room. Okay, that screen, just press Tab one more time.
Neighbors.
So that's just showing your neighbors. Dwarves, elves, humans, and a necromancer tower.
Okay, is a necromancer tower bad? It sounds...
It's bad.
Okay,
It's
cool.
pretty bad.
That's fine.
Let's press Tab again. So civilization, Tab. Okay, so this shows your relative elevation. This can be useful if you're trying to figure out, I want to build a fortress on a mountaintop or something. This basically shows that you're kind of in a basin next to a high ridge, and then the next one...
I like the idea of a ridge basin.
Yeah, the next one will show you kind of the elevation differences. When I was building an underwater fortress, patent pending, what I'd always want to do is go on the coast and get one with, like, I could tell that there was a basin next to the coastline, and then one of the, like... To me, it looks like a spider symbol. It's the Extreme Cliffs one. I don't know what that is or represents.
Oh, you mean just so is this thing between the 7s and 8s here?
No, I mean on the cliff indicator on the right. I don't think we have any of those.
Oh, right, Extreme Cliff. Oh, wow, yeah, what is that? The very high cliffs one is an asterisk, and then below it is
I know what an asterisk is. But yeah,
I'll believe
I have no idea what that is, because then I'd have basically a really deep depth right next to the coastline that I could dig down to. But, the same applies for mountains. Although, with high Z levels, it can really fuck with you because it's hard to kind of view that whole thing comprehensively. Anyway, so the blue omegas on the world map show us where our civilization is present. And it basically looks like it's the only dwarf civilization in town, which is pretty typical for a small world.
This is the Dwarven Empire, or I guess Hatchet.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hatchet of Homages. So what we're going to want to do is tab one more time. Okay, we're good. Surroundings wilderness. We're going to want to make that calm. So what you're going to... Yep, so just move it around. You can move region or world. We're going to be kind of messing around a lot.
Wait, what is it we're searching for here? Like we're...
Calm.
What area?
You can honestly just move around on the region or world screen with like just your arrow keys.
I see. But is it the surroundings thing that we want to make calm?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I know how to move the world screen with the arrow keys. How do I move on the region screen?
I'm not 100% sure. It basically just moves the same for both of them.
Oh, that. I see. So you're actually moving on the region screen, and if you move enough, you also move on world. Right, so we're searching for an area with calm surroundings. You
don't want Untamed Wilds. You don't want anything evil for your first playthrough.
I don't know, I like mountains better than like an eviscerated swamp, though.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, especially because swamps have aquifers, and unless you know how to penetrate an aquifer, it's just going to be a big pain in the ass.
Here's the Steppe of Weavers, which is a temperate shrubland with calm surroundings. And the brook.
This looks good. The one thing I might do, so that mountain is the Wild Crest. You kind of want mountains because you're a dwarf.
Yeah.
But the downside is that the more you can't actually fully have your fortress be on mountains, you just put a note in there. So you press D to delete that sucker.
D. Okay, cool. Yes.
Okay. So like right now, you wanna. Yeah, you're in like a note-making mode. I'd press escape one more time.
Cool.
There you go. So you can't actually embark fully on mountains because it's just like, well, here's a bunch of rocky crags we have no access to. But you want at least one square to be in that green stuff. Okay, you're moving around on the region mode.
Okay, I'm back to where we were before. Green stuff.
Yeah, the green woodlands, the temperate woodlands. You can press F1 and F2 to cycle through the different biomes in your selected area. I think right now you only have one biome selected.
Is that good or bad to only have one?
Well, I mean, it's neutral. It's just, like, different biomes have different stuff in them. But in general, we want access to that brook because it gives us a nice surface access to water.
Right, so I should move the local area upwards?
Upwards, but not so much that there's not any woodland because then we can't deploy.
I see. So, in fact, we can't actually get both the brook and the... Oh, wait, yes, we can. We could do that.
Yeah, that works.
I could just embiggen it a little. Like, I could...
You could embiggen it, but in general, let's not do anything that might, endanger your CPU.
Does the game really run that poorly?
That's been my experience, but, it's fine. Now, let's look what the elevation kind of looks like.
Alright. Relative elevation.
Yeah. Okay, this looks pretty good. There's not a huge amount of, height differences. Although I have noticed that you've made your area a little bit taller. It doesn't matter. You can just do whatever you want.
I did that to encompass like a bend of the river and also like a scrap of grassland.
Yeah. Now the only thing that concerns me is when we go to the terrain differences mode. The one right after the kind of the basin viewing mode.
This one, okay.
Looks like we've got some pretty intense cliffs here.
Yeah, wow. Pretty good.
But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just see what this map looks like. Press
Absolutely, let's just fuck it. I mean, let's say fuck it. Okay, so... so what do I want to do here? We've decided that this is a basically okay place, the Wild Crest. And E for embark. You have selected a large area. Choose a smaller area if you experience lags. I'll be fine.
Okay, so I'd recommend preparing for your journey carefully. Play now works fine, but...
For the journey to Fikodathser. Okay.
That's the randomly generated name for the fortress. You can change it or customize it, but I kind of like going with the randomly generated names. But you can press Shift F to see what that actually means in English instead of Dwarven.
Glazedcharcoal. Cool.
Yeah, so you can actually use this screen to customize it, or just be like, whatever, I'm okay with, just rolling the dice.
Fikodathser Kulet is better. Glazedcharcoal of Abbeys.
And it's getting a little a little Dark Soulsy for me. I don't know if I'm...
You're not a fan of abbeys and cloisters and so on?
I've had too many bad Wraith experiences.
Yeah, like this learned reaction where you walk into a cathedral and it's like, oh shit, what is going to be happening
Yeah,
here?
man.
Any
Then some
kind of
fuckers
chapel or sanctuary, something very bad will happen.
Yeah. So here we're looking at basically your Oregon Trail screen. If you press tab, you'll go to kind of the supplies buying screen.
I can't possibly have pigtail seeds because that is a kind of animal, and
It's
can't...
actually a type of mushroom.
Okay.
I don't know why they're called seeds, because mushrooms have spores, but,
Oh man, we're bringing along 15 goat spleens. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't... See, So originally, when this game started out, it was really like high fantasy. Like, there wasn't this level of detail where it's like, okay, now you can get prepared mountain goat spleens. It'd be like, okay, there's maybe one goat type, and there's a plant type called a merc root. Now they've got mulberry bushes.
Yeah.
It's like they're just
and rhesus monkeys and so on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, there would be a monkey and a baboon. Now it's like, now you can make alder buckets instead of high wood buckets. Although high wood is still in, so it's just kind of weird. But don't obsess about it like I did. Okay. That was a mistake. So basically, just delete all of this by pressing.
Really?
Yeah, just get rid of all of it. We're gonna rebuy it.
What about this specifically male cave fish? Is he also on the chopping block?
No, he's dead. That's just a fish.
Okay.
I don't know why you get to buy the ones of different sexes. I don't know.
Okay, so how do I delete all of this?
So basically,
minus?
When you see the numpad
Yeah.
on your keyboard, to the right of that, there should be a plus and minus.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's above my numpad, but I've got the same thing.
Sure. Same thing. There you go.
Cool.
I don't not necessarily understand why he needed to use that for this, but, I figured that out.
Oh, it looks like it goes faster and faster the more I hold down, so that's...
Yep. Okay.
Fine.
So now we're nice and clean slate. So press N.
Alright.
And go scroll down to digging implements.
I am really enthused to see here that most of the dwarven meat options in this world are wombat bits. They eat wombats and wolverines and the occasional chinchilla.
Dude, they eat whatever they can get their fucking hands on.
Okay, digging implements. What do we want here?
So with these, you want to get the cheapest possible ones. The more expensive they are, the better their material and the more they dig, but they're also fucking expensive. So what you're going to want to do is get 7 of those, because you have 7 starting dwarves, and every single one of them we're going to put on, again, mining duty.
Alright, 7 copper picks.
Yeah, it might actually, we might go back and get more for, more dwarves later on once they arrive, if we get that far. I didn't mean that to sound condescending, I'm just being realistic.
No, it doesn't. It sounds hopeful.
But for now, because for the most part, your tools really they bottleneck your growth significantly. So you want to have at least one of each. Get 1 copper battle axe. You need that for chopping down wood.
Alright, copper battle axe.
There you go.
Is there any way to increment the amount from here without having to go out of the screen?
No, I don't believe so. You just press,
okay, good copper battle axe.
Okay, now what you're going to want to get is an anvil.
Anvil.
And you can just start typing.
Oh, so I can.
Yeah, so you're going to want to go with the cheaper option. They're functionally the same. Yep. Sometimes you get a civilization that has, steel but not iron, and you just feel like a dumb piece of shit because you just bought a 300-point anvil when it normally costs.
Just cannot work out how to make cheap anvils.
Well, they might not have the material for it, or they might be trying
steel,
to
but we do not
over.
have any iron in our civilization. We only have access to steel.
Maybe it's like a dwarven negotiating tactic.
Yeah, or it could be that they don't have any iron at all and are basically buying steel from neighboring civilizations.
Who knows? The simulation could go that deep. I don't know how deep it goes sometimes. It's better not to know sometimes. So press N again. We're going to start buying up our booze.
Okay.
Because that's necessary. Dwarves can work off of water, but they start to get really unhappy. And you need them to get drunk because they actually get work bonuses when they have it, and they get If without it, they start to work really fucking slowly. So normally what you want to have in the fortress is a nice variety, but fuck it, it's too much effort to just select 4 different types. So just get whatever. Rum is great, and let's just get 200 of that.
Okay.
You'll notice in the bottom right we have a set point system, and the middle thing cost shows the cost.
I was tempted to go with beer, so it could be like dwarves or have like various drinking songs. So I imagine a dwarven beer song is like beer, 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 beer.
You can get beer if you'd like to have like a.
No, rum is fine because then they're like pirate dwarves or something. I don't know. Rum has associations with.
I don't trust these guys
at all. Actually, I like the incongruity of it here.
Yeah. Well, get used to that, motherfucker, because there's going to be quite a few. Okay, so now press N and just type the word meat.
Yep. Meat.
Okay. And just get whatever costs 2 points. Just pick one. You can get worm meat or whatever. Wombat meat's great. Let's just get 100 of that.
Okay. I'm actually going to split between wombat and chinchilla meat here.
That's great. It doesn't make a difference.
Now, if we really... almost bought a rabbit.
Yeah, you can buy rabbits and stuff, but dealing with livestock, I kind of don't recommend till later, because it's a little bit more... It'll basically add more levels of complexity. Yeah, you might want to just get 50 of each. You need a little bit less food than you do of alcohol, and we'll be getting our food production up pretty quickly, if we can do it. Yeah, what was I thinking? If we really wanted to min-max it, what you would do is you'd buy 1 of each type of meat.
Why is that?
Because then each piece of meat would come with its own free barrel containing it. But since he added like 200 varieties of meat, I'd literally rather die than do that for every single food item.
I'm guessing there are people who write like embarkment scripts which do all this stuff.
I wouldn't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. So we've got 400 points left.
Yep.
Let's see. What else? We probably want to get... No, we're good.
You want a llama?
We don't need a llama. One of the things that could come in handy later would probably be getting ducks, but we don't need to do that right now because then you'd have to deal with like the whole egg economy thing, and that's a huge pain in the ass.
Egg economy, all right.
Yeah, so we'll if we survive, we'll be able to trade for like caged animals anyway.
But is there any point in not spending some of the points?
No, there's never an advantage to it. You always want to spend as much of it as possible. Basically, the seeds we can get down in the cave layer anyway. It might be useful to have 1 of each of the seeds. Maybe 5 of each.
Alright. In seed.
So, for a little bit of dwarven lore, and don't forget to type in the word spawn there, because there's one that, for some reason, is not a seed, but like a spawn.
Dimple cup spawn. The hell is a dimple cup?
Hold on, what else? Helmet.
Rock nuts.
Rock nuts, yeah, that's one.
I'm amazed by the content of rock nuts.
Yeah, so here's some rich dwarven backstory. The dwarven agriculture is almost entirely underground. They only grow stuff that grows in the lightless depths beneath the surface, and each of these is generally a mushroom. Quarry bushes which spawn from rock nuts might not be mushrooms, but they're not really described anywhere, so whatever. Anyway. Do dwarves
have a moral objection to surface agriculture, or is it just a cultural thing where you've got to be inside a fortress, and so obviously you have to grow things that grow inside a fortress?
I'm pretty sure it's a cultural thing, because if there's one thing I understand about dwarves, it's that the minute they step outside, they're counting the seconds until they get picked up by like a giant eagle or something.
Which is true in this game, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, plump helmets are your bread and butter. They are basically big old purple mushrooms, and you can just eat them raw or turn them into beer, and they're basically your big staple crop. You always need plump helmets. Sweet pods are like dwarven sugarcane. You use them to make dwarven rum.
Just how euphemistic are we being here, like with the plump helmets?
Plump helmet. No, plump helmets are extremely important. The thing is that
No,
they
I
normally
get, I get what you're saying about them being crucial to the dwarven agricultural economy. What I'm saying is the name. Like, why are they called plump helmets? What do they look like? What are the dwarves?
Well, the
naming
icon
these
for
things
them
after?
is a fat purple kind of lump that looks a little bit like a mushroom, I guess. So
Okay. I'm just kind of wondering where the
it's
name came from.
it's not a penis. If that's what
Okay,
you're wondering.
that's what I was trying not to get at.
Okay, it's there. Look, you're gonna have to get used to eating these things, so you might as well not envision them like that.
Yep.
You know, let's see. So, then sweet pods are kind of your go-to. You make them into sugar, and then molasses and stuff.
But I mean, I don't
dimple
need to know
cups-
that stuff yet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Just basically wondering what to spend the rest of the points on. Should I upgrade the
press
digging
escape.
implements?
Press escape. Press tab.
Dwarves.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
dwarves cost points as well.
You get skills.
Oh,
These
wow.
are your 7 guys, and you
Right.
know.
Hello?
So what you're gonna want to do is use the arrow key to go over to that right column,
Make this
and
guy,
I'd say use the plus key to make each of these guys at least a competent miner.
Okay. Whoop,
You got
this
it?
interface is weird.
It is really weird.
It's definitely somewhat unusual. Alright, so we want a minimum of competency in mining due to being dwarves.
Yeah.
And are there other skills that... Should I be getting like one really good miner just in case?
No, they'll learn that pretty quickly. But I want you to go through the list of skills here because it is something.
Fluid engineer, leader, teacher, optics engineer, astronomer, logician, percussionist, flatterer, consoler? Is that like a professional...
Yeah,
therapist?
there's basically dwarven
Judge of
psychologists.
intent, suturer, persuader, bone doctor, fish dissector, striker, kicker, biter, dodger? Okay. Siege engineer, siege operator, pump operator, wound diagnoser, axeman, swordsman, maceman, hammerman, spearman, and crossbowman.
See, we're starting to get back up into the actually kind of useful ones.
Sofa, light maker.
Not that one. Soper is fucking useless.
Yeah. Clothier, brewer, herbalist, miller, mechanic, bookbinder, gem cutter, gem setter,
All of these are pretty useful.
boon carver, armorsmith, bowyer, building designer, and
So,
miner.
yeah. So we're not going to really fuck with all these at all too much.
Okay.
What we're going to get is have one of our guys who's a competent miner be a novice woodcutter. We're basically getting him like that so that if we need to, we can use this guy to chop down some trees. The issue with it is that woodcutting and mining conflict because they both require you to wield a specific tool. In the case of woodcutting, a battle axe. So the downside of that is that he'd have to drop his equipment, and it's kind of annoying to have to fuck with his labor. But all the rest kind of function in tune with it. Like, he'll still be carrying around his pick while being a mason or a carpenter or an engraver. So with this guy, what I recommend we do is also put novice carpentry, novice building designer, novice bowyer.
Okay, so you can make things out of wood, basically, that he might have on him.
He's our wood guy. So go down to Vutok Lysedinol.
Yep, I've got to give... Is there a way... I can't nickname these guys yet? Or...
You can. I think you press V to view them. I don't know what you just did.
Nice, it made some music start playing, which is cool. Alright, yeah, we're gonna need some... Holy shit!
I guess you got music now.
It's, Eton
So-
Wayne. But
Yeah.
Can't change it yet, I guess. Oh, I see, this is like a symbol glossary thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I need some
There you
names
go.
here that are going to be really memorable.
I saw the customized nickname. Oh, you just sentenced that guy to death.
Yep. So Ted Cruz is going to be our wood dwarf, basically. And you were suggesting more things?
Was I? Oh,
you
skills, not names.
Glazedcharcoal.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not gonna, now I'll have to name them after presidential candidates. Anyway, I'd say for the next one, what you want to get is, I'd say, accomplished mason.
Cool. Going from not to
Or adequate. Adequate was
Right.
it. Okay, adequate mason and novice engraver. Did we get building designer on that last guy?
we did, yeah.
Okay, then we're good. Then down to the next guy.
All right. Erdem Febmore.
Yep. Now with him, I recommend going novice furnace operator.
Novice. How do I find furnace operator? There it is. Yeah. Yep. The not thing is really throwing me.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it. Then give him novice metalsmith.
All right.
Up 1 point into armor smith.
What do the unspent points do?
Nothing. They just disappear.
Okay.
So, then novice weaponsmith.
Okay, so this is a smith dwarf person.
Yep, more or less. Also give him novice woodburner.
Right. Do we want metal crafter, or is that a different thing?
Metal crafting is mostly used to make trade goods, and fucks wasting your very precious metal bars on trade goods.
Right.
Alright. Now for this guy, Aiden Nozingnish.
Nothing.
And what I recommend, let's get this guy be novice mechanic down to the bottom. Not to the bottom, kind of about midway up. Just under bookbinder and waxworker.
Yep, got it.
Okay. Then what I'd recommend, make him an adequate grower.
Grower,
Down.
right. Yeah, as in grower of plants.
Yep. And then adequate herbalist.
Grower of herbs, or herbs.
And then a novice brewer and a novice cook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, down one more to Kib Agathil.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to want to make this dude... Actually, it went up. Okay, we're good.
I did. Kib Agathil. I don't know about, actually, dwarves... Alright, that's a... What are the dwarven genders here?
Male and female. They exist.
They're actually... Oh, I've actually made... Ted, Rand, and Chris are actually women.
I don't think it matters. There's way too many women dwarves to fit the Republican Party anyway.
Yep. Oh well, it's a nickname. It's not that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yep,
They'll be dead soon anyway.
Yep. So about Kib Agathil.
Yeah, make this dude a weaver, which is down kind of near the bottom above clothier.
Yep, got it.
Put 3 points into that. Let's put 2 points into clothier. 1 point into butcher, just because we just need someone to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Then with our remaining, let's see, if I got all of the main beats, we might want to get a fisher dwarf. So for the next guy, let's make him. Yeah, and there's also going to be an underground cave, which is having all sorts of horrific things in it. And make this guy also fish cleaner. I don't know if it's on this page.
Fish cleaner.
Yeah.
Fish dissector or cleaner?
No. There you go. Fish dissecting is for getting juices out of the fish. I don't know if there's a single use for that yet.
I don't want fish juices, so yeah, we'll skip that. I mean,
if they eventually give me like a magic water breathing potion, I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we want? Now, for my terrifying runs, I normally get someone who has like really good consoling skills because they're going to be dropping like flies. But for you, this should be not too bad. So, for the last guy, Mr. Uristosed, I don't know what that...
We haven't... oh, right, yeah, we made this one into... So, the weaver, the peasant... Actual... Yeah, okay, yeah, peasant.
Yeah. For this dude, what we actually might want to get is Stonecrafter. That's up.
Whoop, sorry.
It's fine. You're new to this. You have another 8 years to learn it.
Yep. Should take
because
about that long.
basically we'll have one guy kind of off to the side from the minute we get there, just carving stuff out of rocks to trade, because, I don't know, dwarven caravans are really stupid, and they'll be like, oh, these rocks that you carved in the shape of our deity are valuable. But, like, if we fail at everything else, if we have a trade depot set up by the fall, we can trade for food and booze. And that has saved my stupid ass so many times when everything else has fallen apart.
Do I want to give him any kind of like merchant skills then?
Yeah, we might want to make him an appraiser.
Appraiser, right.
Make him like just a novice appraiser. Or adequate, it's fine. We got leftover points. With the remaining points we've got, I recommend pressing escape. Actually, no. You might want to finish naming your dwarves.
I do.
Yeah, too bad we've only got 7. You need 10 more dwarves to fit that whole
They really did have quite a lot of candidates. Who was that guy? Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
And
Florida man loses his own state. Yeah. We'll be encountering Trump once we get down to the deepest cavern layers.
I think I was a little mean here. I'll just, Yep. That seems fine. Wait, what? I did the wrong thing. I don't want to, like, buy into this whole attack politics thing.
Well, I respect that.
Cool.
I'm sure that'll give your dwarf a lot of solace as he's being ripped apart. But you're not changing, Chad.
No, fuck no.
Okay, press tab.
Right. Items.
So now, what I would recommend doing is just getting more meat and more rum with your remaining 93 points.
Okay. Tons of rum. Actually, I'll get a new kind of meat as well, since that.
Oh, you might want to get some more plump helmet spawn.
Helmet spawn. Oh, I didn't get the full 5 of those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough.
Those are very important. And some meat. I've got to get an even number of dwarven rums, otherwise I will, of course, be totally psychologically annihilated. Oh no, I've got an uneven number of things here.
You can just spend a point on one of the seeds and just let it go.
I don't know, I might have to see if I can, like, spin a dwarf instead, like, if I can...
Well, you can't spend a single point on a single thing, I don't think.
Skills cost too much. God damn it.
Just buy a seed, they cost 1 point.
Alright, we'll get an extra dimple cup.
Those are used for dye. You interrupted me in the middle of my mushroom speech.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. You're right, it isn't necessary at the moment.
I mean, yeah, I'm not all that interested in mushrooms yet. Perhaps if we get deep into this.
Right, I forgot about the mushroom thing. Okay, we won't dwell on that. Okay, so let's go. Press E to embark.